Hello and thank you for joining me on a very, very lovely day. It is the evening. I'm still wearing my sunglasses because there is a little bit of sun out and I think they make me look a bit more dashing. But man, it is great weather in Central Florida right now. It's perfect weather for walking and talking, which is what I'm going to do in this video. So if you haven't seen my video where I just basically do a in-depth walk around and review, not really a review, but just in-depth walk around of this car, my 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. Yeah, you should go check that out. This is not going to be that. This is going to be me taking this car apart, not physically, sort of emotionally, because I'm going to tell you everything that's wrong with this car right here. So for those of you that don't know about this car, that haven't seen my videos before, this is a 2007 Aston Martin V8 Vantage. I bought it from a guy named Doug DeMuro, and he sort of made the car a bit famous because he's made a ton of videos on it, and they have a lot of views on YouTube, somewhere in the realm of a few million. But I bought this car from him for the amount of $36,000. It's a 2007. It has around 61,000 miles on it, and the last 1,500 I put on myself. So you can see my Florida plate. Finally got it. I was tempted to get a vanity plate, but I'm not really a vanity sort of guy. We'll see how that plays out in the future. But yeah. Anyway, I've been rambling for a while. This car isn't perfect. It does look good. It hasn't been in any accidents. It's not a salvage title, nothing like that. It is not perfect. So if you look in the front, first of all, the car is filthy. Dirt doesn't really show up well in the on the camera, but yeah, I mean, this thing needs a wash pretty damn badly. If you look down here, you can see this nasty scrape. Now, this whole bottom part, you can see it's sort of discolored. It's because this is a 3M clear bra, or just kind of a wrap, a translucent wrap. So that has become yellowed over time, and I might change that. But yeah, it is. If you look a little closer, you can see that factory paint is still good underneath, but it has worn away quite a bit right here. This looks like it just hit a curb. This wasn't my doing. This wasn't Doug's doing. I think he told me that he got the car like that. This is going to be, I mean, I'm going to need to do some body work and repaint the whole thing, or just make it so it just blends the entire panel. So most of the issues of this car is going to be cosmetic, and they're slight cosmetic issues. They're not. This car really doesn't have anything wrong with it. It's for a car with 60,000 miles. I know 60,000 miles doesn't sound like a lot for any other more pedestrian car, but for a car like this, is a hand-built European sports car. Yeah, it's knock on wood, it's been pretty damn good. Second thing I want you to notice is right here. You see the gaps don't exactly line up. They're a little bit wonky. I think it's because right here, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. It's supposed to be nice and firm. I think there's a bolt that's loose underneath here. I don't know how I'm going to get in there. I think I have to take the wheel liner off for that. But it is a little bit of annoying, a little bit annoying when I go down the road and the wind just makes this nasty sound, and you can hear it right behind your head because, you sit right there. Let me see if I can go around. I mean, one thing that's sort of a gripe of mine is that the brakes tend to dust like crazy. I mean, the rears aren't as bad as the fronts, but the fronts, I mean, I just cleaned them a few days ago, and already, you can see this nasty grout and grime. So I will be getting new brake pads, some that don't give as much brake dust. I think we should go inside the car, because I have a few issues in there. Again, these are not really issues. They're more like just minor gripes. Take a look at that interior. It's very, very nice looking. It's in decent shape. It's actually in quite good shape considering the mileage and considering Aston Martin's build quality. But it's that build quality that sort of lets it down in some respects. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So this dash is completely covered in leather, and there's really nice stitching. There's stitching that goes all the way down. This leather is nice and supple. You know, it's handmade, so it's not exactly perfect. You know, there's a little bit of a waviness, but that's to be expected. However, if you look over there, there's, yeah, what the hell is that? So that is where the leather has pretty much come off the panel underneath it. So this entire panel has to be replaced or recovered. Not a huge deal, I mean, but if you're the owner like I am, every time you get in the car, that's what you're going to see. And also, another thing that needs to be checked, well, another thing that needs to be redone is this windshield has a crack all the way down the bottom, and that's getting replaced next week. The only minor gripe I have, and it's the gripe that everybody has with this car, it's this stupid navigation. Also, if anyone knows what that beep is, please tell me what it is, because I have no idea what it is. So the navigation system is pretty bad. I'm not going to show you what the navigation system is like, because we're not really headed anywhere right now. But it's from a Volvo. It's a particularly old system from a Volvo, and it's not very good at all. It's not intuitive. All the routes are almost 10 years out of date. It's just very old. But one great thing about it is you could just press back, and goes right back in the dash like it never happened. But you guys knew that already. One thing. Well, another thing that's sort of wrong with this car is, first of all, look at this gap. Look at the gap on this glove box. It's horrible. I mean, the gap on my wife's car, my wife's Hyundai Elantra, which has 165,000 miles on it. Yeah, that is way better than something that's, this car was $126,000 when it was brand new. And yeah, I could stick my finger in there, but whatever. That's to be expected. You open this up, and there's 3 screws holding this on. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 2 are broken. So yeah, this is like, there's a pretty big gap on this side, and I need to fix this, and that'll involve some plastic welding and whatever, but it's barely holding on like that. The only major issue that I can safely say that this car has, or has sometimes, is when you start it. So I'm going to start it up, clutch down, red button is on, and haha. So the problem comes when I do this, idling. So the car does not like to idle. And for some reason, I don't know, it was checked out by Aston Martin, because Doug had this problem too. If it idles for somewhere like half an hour or 45 minutes, there is a check engine light, which triggers an emissions light, and then it goes into limp home mode. The remedy for that is to turn off the car and turn it on again. However, I have no idea why it happens. Aston Martin says it's something with the back pressure and something with exhaust being kind of backed up or something. I don't know. Maybe the exhaust is super restrictive. I'm sure it is. But you don't want to idle this car for a long time. And I know a few of you are saying, why the hell are you idling this car for such a long time? You know, you're not a cop on a stakeout. Yeah, I understand. When I drove to New York just to get out of the Lincoln Tunnel, out of the Holland Tunnel rather, to go into New Jersey, the line for the Holland Tunnel was an hour and a half long. So I stayed there just basically idling, just moving very, very slowly. And it gave me this this error. It was hot. It was a hot day, but it gave me this error, and I had to turn off the car and turn it back on again. And then it gave me a check engine light, which I checked and I cleared, and it never came on again because I just started actually driving the car after that. But this car is not happy in traffic. It is not a happy camper. I don't know if that's something that can be alleviated with a exhaust. I don't know if it's something alleviated with a tune. Who knows? If you have an Aston Martin V8 Vantage and you've had this problem, let me know. Maybe it's just my car. Maybe my car is just kind of something's wrong internally. I don't think so. I mean, the car drives fine. It doesn't have any other issues. But I'm kind of weary about leaving the car idling, and I think that's going to be it. I'm not going to leave that off. But for the most part, I mean, I know this was sort of a short video, and I'm pointing out a lot of nitpicky things, but there's nothing really wrong with the car. There's stuff I don't like. I mean, the layout of this whole radio and navigation and climate control system is sort of garbage, but whatever, you get used to it. It's not the end of the world. And yeah, here's my leg, my sexy leg. Yeah, I really enjoy this car. I think that it's going to be, knock on wood. Actually, do I have any wood around here? Okay, knock on glass. It's going to be very reliable for years to come. So there you have it. Nothing really wrong with this car other than some minor cosmetic faults and stuff that just pisses me off personally. That's stuff that can be easily remedied or stuff that I could just learn to live with. But I'm going to do some actual modification to this car. That's going to be coming up later. It's not going to be coming up tomorrow, but maybe in the near future. I don't know how to talk today. Maybe in the near future I'll be doing some modification to this car, but tomorrow I'm going to be doing a video working on my ultimate daily driver, Mercedes-Benz S500, and I really can't wait for it because this has been on the list for a long time. It's a repair modification. I'm not going to tell you what it is now. You'll find out tomorrow. It's not like I'm going to leave you in suspense for a while, but tune into that. As always, like, comment, subscribe. If you didn't like the video, dislike button's right there. The unsubscribe button is right there. Nobody's stopping you. But yeah, stay tuned for my antics with this car, with my Lexuses, with my Mercedes, and I'll see you again next time.